our movie reviews. This is brought to you by every edge, and it's always so much fun. I know you missed it because I wasn't here last week. She dumps me in the cinema like a bag of popcorn, but it's cool. It's cool. I won't be upset.
It was waiting for Nengi, of course.
My name is Judith. I'm with me today. I have.
I'm tired.
So what are we talking about?
Yes. On the previous edition of this show, we talked about Rattlesnake, the movie we've been waiting for, and the remake of the one you saw in 1995, if you were born, or maybe you saw it after, like some people. And we're hearing the news of Nengi featuring in the movie, so we ran to the movie cinema to see what happened, and we knew what went down. If you have not seen the review, quickly go and check. All right, so this week we're talking about another movie that is trending in Nigeria. We bring to you as it's hot, The Good Husband. When I hear about this movie, I'm like, okay, you'll see some gifts, roses, wedding ceremonies, proposals,
especially lots
red
of
carpets,
emotionalness, of love and romance.
I would not tell you how I felt after watching the movie now, but of course, before we finish this video, you will know exactly how I felt, and you will tell me how you also felt when you saw it, or you will prepare your mind
For what you're going
to see.
The movie had like a heavy lineup. We had veterans. I mean, we had some Dede, Monalisa Chinda, Thelma Okudua. A couple of people that have been in the industry for example, Francis Duro. When I saw Francis Duro, I'm like, he's gonna be the good husband. He's gonna be the one, but let's see. I mean, I was expecting a lot, seeing that they've been in the industry for a while.
Yes.
Most of them more than 20 years. So let's see if they
directed by Dixon Iroego. And it had a lot of blockbusters before now, and I was like, okay, I'm eager to see what to watch, and I started with the cinematography of the movie. This movie came out the same day like Rattlesnake, and of course people ran into the cinemas to watch. And the first thing I looked forward to was the camera angles, the quality of the cameras. Do they have drones? How did they come about putting pictures together for our pleasure, because we're paying to watch?
Exactly.
So I saw this, and I think I was pleased.
Do you know one thing that actually shocked me was the fact that it was shot in Abuja. And not
Yes.
many movies are shot in Abuja. So I'm like, for you to capture this, and like, it was, I think they tried with the cinematography. I think they tried with that one. We'll give them that one.
And also the coloring of the movie was okay. Some of the scenes were shot at night, and it was really dark, not the former night scenes in previous Nigerian movies. We have gone past that. Okay, so the costumes, was something to look forward to, but there were no special effects.
Yeah, so it was
movie.
just, it was a family-based movie, so there wasn't anything extra. And I think they dressed people according to their ages. The costumes were age appropriate. So
Exactly, especially Francis Duro's wife. It was a pastor in the movie, and the wife. You need to see Francis Duro's wife. Oh man, the dressing was something I actually picked. I'm going straight to the movie. All of those things were fine, but I had a lot of problems with this movie. So let's get into that one, because it is very important. Yes. Okay, this movie was talking about a person who is a counselor, a marriage counselor, which is Martin Ike, and that was played by Sam Dede. And his wife, as a person of his caliber and what he does, I was thinking it should be a good example in the movie.
Yeah, perfect marriage and all.
No, it was not. It was not. And it was the person that the title of the movie was based on. And I have issue with the title of this movie. So let's pin it. You can see the way he talked to his wife in the movie, and the things he did. Imagine you're a marriage counselor. Your wife called you severally and you couldn't pick, and you couldn't reply.
You responded. Yeah, let's assume you were busy, but why didn't you return my calls?
And you could not apologize.
From a marriage counselor. Okay.
So Judith, I was talking about how everybody in the movie met, and all of them had problems.
What are the chances that everybody who has marital issues are in the bar at the same time when this drunk man is asking? Let's not even talk about his drunken states. Let's talk about the fact that they were just lying around. It was like they were waiting like 1, 2, 3. Okay, come.
Really?
No.
Really? And of course, the pastor in the movie, Francis Drew, that you were thinking is going to be the good husband. Okay, it was a pastor in the movie. and Spirit Coco won at that point, and it's my father, my father. He said, hey, don't enter shy spirit inside this movie. And he had problems with his wife in that movie. What was the problem? He just think that spirituality should not be taken into the other room. Yes.
Oh my god. Oh my god. This reminds me of a book I read in secondary school. But is that really a thing? Like, should that be a thing?
Mommy Gio made him to understand that it can never be a
It should be
thing.
a thing. Ah. Anyway,
So again, we saw a place where Mona Lisa in the movie was like, okay, my husband is not doing well for me in the house, he's not taking care of the children, he's only work, 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 his career, and other families and other marriages were his priority.
prosperity, yeah.
And okay, she now said, I need a maid. The way the husband responded, like I said again, you don't talk to your wife like that.
Exactly.
That was even those days, men, our forefathers
Yeah.
respected their wives. And he just spoke to Rosa. Rosa is the wife now. And
It was just very, very. Come on, like, look at yourself. You're saying, what's wrong with you? Like, your wife is asking for something. She's not wrong to ask for what she's asking for. And all her feelings are valid in this case. He just made her feel like you're overthinking the whole situation. You don't need a maid, you don't need a job, you don't need anything. Mr. Counselor, is this how you're going to counsel the people? Because I just felt like, why would you do this? Like, it's totally unnecessary. Totally unnecessary.
and then that guy was the perfect example of
Yeah.
a good husband. No way. That I think they did not do a good job in delivering the message the movie was supposed to deliver. Because the good husband picture that they gave us, it's not a good
It's
husband.
not unless they were trying to be, how do I put it? They were trying to do the opposite of what they said in the movie. You know how you say, oh, the good wife, and then the wife is not homely in any way and all whatnot. Do you think that's what they were trying to
get there.
Do you think that's what they were
This
trying
one
to
movie, so we'll get there. Okay, so finally, the man said, "I'm bringing my niece to the house," and the wife said, "No, no niece in the house. I'm not going to take your family members in my house." And then the niece came in the Ghana must go.
I want to share the baby in Nigeria houses, but I will not say it today.
Okay,
I will not say it
I
today.
don't want to talk about, but okay, maybe not today. And I was like, we have gone past the Ghana must go thing. This
Yeah.
is 2020.
It was just too stereotypical. Like, she came hugging her gun was gone. Like,
That was like
oh,
1995 movie, not 2020.
we don't do that anymore.
Not anymore. It was not really realistic in that place. Okay, so moving forward, a lot of things happened because the man who did not allow his wife to work, that's Sam Dede now in the movie, did not allow his wife to work and is now counseling a lady whose boyfriend said, you have to pick me or your acting career. And then
Well, first of all, that is an annoying question to ask. But how are you in a position when you don't want your wife to work to ask somebody to, Mister? Okay, well, let's move on. Let's put a pin on it. And so yeah, one thing I want us to also touch on is like the message that they intended to pass on with this movie. Do you think they lost it along the line with all the exaggeration, bringing 8 families together? I just feel like, personally, I feel like some people would have been lost in the middle of the movie, having to keep up with all the families.
so like I was saying in the movie, making it to be realistic, the way he had problem in his family with his wife, they were always nagging, there was no peaceful time in the family, and then there was only one poor family in this movie, and this guy is a organizer where Sam Dede went to his point to say, okay, let me repair my tire, and the guy got a call from home that his wife was packing her bag and luggage away from his house. He left the guy there and ran to his house.
Let's run home.
Yes, he did.
I mean, it's not a bad thing that he did, but the fact that it's just the poor man in quotes that valued his family, what message are you trying to pass on exactly? Like, so only poor people place value on like family issues and stuff. Come on.
And he literally cried, begged, rolled on the floor to beg the wife not to leave. And that was adorable. Like a man that really, like, this woman, I won't allow you to go. I really love you and my home means something very important to me. And just for you to know exactly how they lost the point in this movie. somebody in the movie had issues with the wife. The wife now
Yeah.
served him a divorce notice and was supposed to go to court for hearing. And all my guy was shouting for was my
My
career.
career. Of course, I kind of when that thing happened, I kind of expected it because he's so focused on every other person's marriage, on every other person's issues that he forgets his family. So obviously, it was just expected. I don't see. One thing I want to say is there was no suspense.
Oh,
Let me just there was no because immediately their issues kept on graduating from pillar to post. I just knew that first of all divorce was going to come in somehow, and when the divorce came in, I knew that his career was going to be the first thing. Like if this divorce actually pulls through, he's done for with being a marriage counselor. Like
and he kind of spelled it out. Every point he was talking about it, like, my career is crumbling.
like your wife wants to leave my career. Your children will not have their mother like with you in the house. My career.
And again, one thing I made this thing lost, I talked about the niece who finally came to the house with Ghana must go. And after the wife left the house, he brought the girl back into the house. I'm like, your wife said, I don't like this thing. You're a marriage counselor, supposed to be a good husband. And you still did what your wife said. She doesn't want.
At the point where she was leaving, like I tried to pacify her or make her angrier.
And he said, oh, I want you to make this place a home. I'm like, okay, you said it's your niece. You want to marry this girl? Because that was the only suspense I saw in the movie.
Oh my
until I got to know, okay, really the girl is a niece. To, like, okay. And after that, at the end, life is not balanced. It's not only a cliche, it's true. Everybody in the movie had nice ending. And but before then, I wanted to ask the director of this movie, what was it with the dressing of both Duru and of course Sam Dede? Sam Dede had his tie sagged throughout the movie. Like, I didn't tell that he's very hardworking.
I don't know how to not tie up because.
And then the parting in the air of Duru, like, is this a pastoral party? Is it anointing that stop the hair?
The Red Sea.
Not exactly the Red Sea.
I can't do.
I didn't know what they were trying to push across with the parting or the chopping of the hair, and of course
Oh my God, the tie. But this parting though, like did they put the Red Sea on his head? What's going on?
Maybe it was just to make us laugh like we are doing right now.
Okay, baby.
Comic relief. And but the one that actually made me angry was the happy ending for everybody in the movie.
I just need like directors and producers to know that look at the life we're living. Like look around you. You don't even need to go far. You don't need to go to any far-fetched area. Look around you. Not everybody has a happy ending.
Like,
everything must not be happy. Like I think it takes away from the experience, the movie experience, having a happy ending because at the end of the day, people are like, oh, they'll end up together. Oh, they'll come back together. Oh.
All the guys in the movie, this one begged the wife, your husband begged you.
But the lady in the movie, the actress, the fiancée to somebody who said she wasn't going to pick a man over her career, ended up doing so to make him happy or what?
So, are you preaching to us that we should leave our careers because we want to get married? Because that was like, are you going to pick your acting career or you're going to marry me? And lady now finally came and said, I've thought about it and picking between you and my career. And the guy said, oh, what's your decision? I say, I'm picking you, of course. It's like,
if that's your message, then jump and pass.
does that make you a good husband by killing your wife's career, your wife's dream, because you want to get married to you? And one last thing in the movie, and that is the most important thing, at least for me, was that, okay, you know, Monalisa in the movie and the husband, they had issues, odd issues. You know, you're not giving me time, you're not giving me the children, you're always busy, you don't pick my calls, you don't return the calls, no apologies, you talk to me anyhow. And then it was said because she was thinking that the other was cheating, and then they proved that it wasn't really cheating, that the messages on this WhatsApp and the Facebook pages and stuff, because she hacked into the guy's account, Facebook account, took the system out and somebody helped her to hack, and then she saw messages like I love you too, this, and then she was so sure that the husband was cheating. And that was the thing they wanted to give us as suspense. Like that was what the director thought would make us to be like, let me so we end this movie. And in the end, they say, hey, I'm not really cheating. Though that is why I was trying to help people to mend a relationship. I will construct the messages and send it to them, send it to their husband, and then.
Personally, this sits well with me, but anything the director says, man.
And I said that, okay, that is not to say that I was cheating, and said it would be wrong for him to tell her that this was what I was doing with my client. I beg to disagree.
Yeah, he wasn't sharing the client's details. Like, it was just a message. He could have simply passed across to your wife, oh, babe, this is what I do to help my clients, and she's
This
aware.
is the method I
She
deploy, but not that. And then the wife was the one that apologized to the husband, saying, I'm very sorry, you're a good husband. You are, in fact, a perfect husband. Like, do we have a perfect husband?
We don't even have perfect people. Let's start from there.
So how?
But you can't just find this is just what I'm going to say. You can't say, oh, you're a perfect husband, you're a good husband. There were underlying issues. He wasn't paying attention. We didn't talk about that. There was no solution to that. Like, we didn't find out how they went through that phase of you ignoring me, not responding to my messages, not giving me time and attention, and speaking to me anyhow. We just jumped that from being a bad husband to just boom, good husband.
So that gives a very big question mark on the title of the movie and the role that Dede took in the movie. Now let's rate the movie on a scale of 1 to 10 for each of the categories that we used to rate them. Cinematography, I'll give them 8.
I think I'll give them a 6.
Okay.
It was a good one.
And for message delivery, I'll give it a 4.
You gave 4, you're generous. Well, let me just put it there. I'll give them 3.
And for costumes, I'll give it a 6.
Oh yeah, costumes definitely an 8 because again, like I said, family movie, age appropriate, message appropriate. So yeah.
Story and screenplay, I'll give it a 5.
I'll give it a solid 2.
Wow. And to the director of this movie, I give you a 5.
3.
You could not even say that. And for sound, I give let's say 8.
The sound was good. I'll give an 8 as well. Yeah, sound was good.
Acting and let's say coloration of the movie.
That wasn't bad. I'll say 6.
Okay, I'll give 8.
I'll say 6.
And for scriptorial integration, I'll give 5. Let me give 5.
I'll give 6.
Casting, I give 7.
Well, because of these people's should I say experience, they did well. But let me just give them a 5. I don't think they delivered well.
So my total mark is 51.
47.
Okay.
Why are you giving them 51?
That's me.
Anyway, 47.
Okay, so maybe next time, let's see what next we'll do to make the corrections to what we have seen.
Yeah,
And whatever you think has happened and you think should be done again, you can let us know.
Alright. So yes, thank you for joining us on this episode of our movie review. It was so much fun. I'm sure that you're so excited to have me back. But I'm excited that we brought this to you. Do drop recommendations on movies that you want us to review. And what you think of this particular movie, The Good Husband. Have you seen it? Do you intend seeing it? Just drop all your comments for us, right? So yes, this is brought to you by Every and until next time.
I'm tired and I'll be at the cinema again to give you something very hot.
Yes.
As they produce it.
And I am Judith. Bye.